Okay, so as I said in my last video, I would show you where I was with my investments on what I also do to help contribute to me reaching $100,000 salary, uh, that being my goal. This is my private account that I currently have. I mean, you could read these here. You could pause the video and read them as you want. But I have certain ones for certain things. Okay, so AGNC, that's a REIT. And for those of you that do not know what a REIT is, it's REIT, which stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. Thing about these REITs is they have to pay out the majority of the income that they get. So it's like 85-90%, something like that, I think. Don't quote me on it though. But I have that REIT. You can see the value is $28.60. You can see my loss on that one. Not really too concerned about losses, granted that I have that for the income. There's several other things about these companies that I will go over in this video for those of you who are interested. Alibaba is just a growth one. I have one share, as you can see on there, just that one share. And that's just, if it goes up, 100%, 200%, I'll sell it and I'll take the profit. And then we get here to BBD. That is a swing trade position for me. So that's what I do there. I have a 2,400 current value, as you can see. These were taken today, by the way, for October 28th is when, this is where this is at that point. So this here's a swing trade position. Oh, wait, hold on, that's BSBR. So we're looking at BBD. So what I do is I find a low. I'll actually tell you about it here in a minute. But BBD is one of my swing trades, and I'll tell you what I look for in my swing trades and how I decide to make my swing trades. So that one I'm up 1.37%, 15 bucks, pretty good deal. BSBR, also a swing trade stock for me. So same thing, it's up 0.38%. I plan to get rid of that one. Once I meet a certain area, you got to have an exit point. It's very important when you swing trade. You try to build money, capital that way. And like I said, I'll tell you what I go through there. iTub, that also is a swing trade position for me. So those are my 3 current swing trades. I do have a list of swing trades that I could show in a later video. I didn't get a screenshot of that one. Kraft Heinz. The reason I like Kraft Heinz is because, you know all about Kraft Heinz and so forth. It's a very safe stock to be in. It has a lot of, I think 30-something billion market cap and so forth. And for those of you that don't know much about market capitalizations and stuff like that, I mean, just kind of read up on some books. These aren't going to tell you how to make money in the market. I'm just going to say that out there right now. And most of the books that you see that tell you that, no, you're literally getting this, and I've made notes and all that stuff when I read over this. You're literally getting these to educate you on what the market is and options that you have available to you and so forth. But yeah, buying companies, you gotta pick the ones that you want. These are just ones that I want. These are ones that I like for what I do. Everybody's different, but I feel like what I'm doing now will help me reach that goal. Might not be super quick, but it'll help me get there. MFA Financial, that one, I believe, I think MFA. I'm not even, so that might be a REIT, I think. What did I get? Oh yeah, okay, so my current value is 3,769. That's definitely a REIT. And that's going to be one of my dividend incomes. And I have 3 photos I'll show you on this. Medical properties, same. I only have one of those because I just wanted to have it on there. I'm going to build that position later on, but so I didn't forget it. If I wrote it down, I might have lost the paper and whatnot, so I just bought one. Why not? PayPal is a growth stock for me. If PayPal goes back up, And again, I only have one. I'm not playing real big on the growth stocks right now because, in my opinion, I've done that in the past and it got me nowhere. And I actually pulled most of my money out of my stock account at the time. I was using Robinhood. I don't even care for Robinhood, honestly. There's way better ones out there now since things are free. But yeah, I don't focus on growth stocks because that's what some YouTubers did. And I've looked at YouTubers' channels. I've actually done a course with one of them. The course was a complete waste of time. It was videos that were posted on YouTube for free. And I lost out like $700 on that course. Huge waste of time. I don't do courses. When people pitch those out all the time, I'm like, I'm not doing it, lame. And I'm not going to do any of that here. This is just what I want to do, and I'm just sharing my journey moving forward to reach my goal. Starbucks, for me, it's the growth stock, primarily. It does pay a dividend, but I'm in it for growth. AT&T, I love AT&T. I won't sell AT&T. Most of my positions in this are already long-term positions, which long-term you pay less tax on than short-term gains when it comes to dividends. Or even if you sell the position in general, you're still paying a smaller tax bracket than you would if you traded it within less than a year. Things that you need to familiarize yourself on. Two Harbors, that's a REIT. You can probably tell because I have 2,000 in it. Any of these, mostly AG&C, REIT, MFA, REIT, AT&T's not a REIT, but that was one of the first stocks I started buying when I started getting back into my financial health, really, is what you could call it. Because people get stressed out about money and all this and have, God forbid, people have strokes, or all kinds of things. And why? Most of the time, it's because of money stuff. Because it's arguments, so forth, but why do people argue? Normally they argue because money. Money problems. Or this isn't done, you didn't get that done, and if they had money, it could have been done. So money, helps you out a lot in life. And then Walgreens I picked up because I was like, I eventually want to build a good position in Walgreens. There's other ones like Kellogg's I want to get a position in. If the market's way overcorrect like they did in 2020, and I don't feel they overcorrected yet, but I feel they've gone down, so I started taking up positions in my 401k, which I have a little bit of 401k one I can show you. And by the way, if you're not investing in a 401k and you have the option to, you need to do that. I've seen videos where people post it and they say, oh, 401ks are stupid, don't do this or don't do that, or why it's dumb. You're putting money pre-taxed into an account that belongs to you. You're getting matched whatever your employer will pay to match you. You can borrow against a 401k when the markets are topped off. You can borrow against that. You could say you have 60K in a 401k. You could probably borrow 30 or 40 grand out of that, which you take out, and then when the markets drop, like a lot of 401ks and stuff like that crashes last year or so, when you took it out at the high, you got that out on a loan to yourself, pre-taxed. So the money going into it was pre-taxed, the loan was pre-taxed, the gains you took on the market and all that you didn't pay taxes on, the money that your company contributed that matched you, all good. And then when you take that out, yeah, you're taking out a loan of like 4%, but you're paying yourself 4%. You're not paying a bank or anybody. So more or less, it doesn't even exist because it's going back to yourself. And you're paying that 4% back after the market crashed anyway. 401ks are great. People that say they're not are dumb. And a lot of these guys that I've seen, like, especially people that write books, famous people, famous millionaires, are like, cash is trash, cash is trash. I forget the guy who says that, but whatever. And he's like, buy gold and silver, gold and silver. Well, last time I checked, and I'd done that before too, I dropped like 10, 20 grand into gold and silver before. Did me no good. I actually took loss. It was sitting in my safe, it was physical stuff. What did it do me? Nothing. I didn't make any money on it, I actually lost money on it. So, really, investments is where it's at, because you get paid. Okay, granted, like some of it, your position goes down, but I get paid dividends, and you can always average cost down if you believe that company is not going to just go to crap. And some companies go to crap, so don't do that, because I've done that, listening to YouTubers, and it was stupid. So, yeah, just investments is where it's at, in my opinion. If you want to have something as a backup, don't use silver, gold, or any of that. Just put cash in your account, because you got to buy the silver and gold, then you got to sell the silver and gold, which you're probably gonna take a loss on. And then just like diecast, like when I bought diecast, I was doing it for fun, but when I go to sell them to fund my accounts, I'm taking losses on them. Gold, silver's the same way. No dealer that's going to pay you immediately quick for it is going to give you probably what you ended up paying. Unless you got lucky, bought in when silver was like 13 an ounce and it shot up to 50, 60 like it did, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. But still, 401ks are great. If you have them, match them. Definitely match them at the very least. I do. Do I max it out? No, I don't. When the markets are way high, I honestly just match it. And then I take my taxed money and I put it into REITs, or I swing trade with it. Now, when the markets go way down, then I contribute 20, 30, 40% of my check to it, because I want my money to go into that when the market is low. I don't want to go into it when the market's high. But this is a lot of these positions. So currently I have 16,000 in there. But like I said in my previous video with the diecast cars, maybe 30, 40 grand there, I don't know. But I am slowly selling some of those off. And then I'm taking that and I am putting it into this account to build up positions. I could build up my swing trade currency, and then I have money that I get paid on for the high interest yields. So like I said, my swing trades, BBD, BSBR, iTub, my current swing trades, you're looking like it's like 4,000 right there that I'm using to swing trade. And I can give you a brief idea how I do my swing trades that do most of the time it easily makes me $500 in a month. As long as you're constantly doing it, you got to stay on it, stay determined, you got to grind. You got to put in that work. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen that much. All right, so again, if you want to look more into this, you could pause it. But that's like positions and current values. Okay, now we're going to the point where I'm not focusing on my swing trade. This was a show about swing trades and stuff, but now I'm going to show you this. The next one is about money or positions I keep that I don't trade. I don't swing trade them. I don't do nothing. I leave them there and I collect the dividend income. Okay, so here we go. And right here, what we're looking at is the yields. So obviously the ones down here on the bottom, I don't like. iTub's a swing trade. I don't care. BBD 3.28%. It's a swing trade. I don't care. BSPR is actually pretty good for 7.96%, but it probably only pays you twice a year or whatever. Either way, again, that's a swing trade for me. That's not an income one for me. So my ones up here, these ones, so you can see it. We highlight it. Boom. These are my REITs. These are the ones that I keep because they pay me, 19.32% on the money that I have in there. So what else I got? AG&C, almost $3,000. I get paid 18.53%. So that's money that I know I'm gonna get. These companies are billion-dollar companies, so I'm not really worried about them disappearing and that money disappearing. And it's not even that much money. $2,000 compared to $1 billion market cap. I mean, come on. So, and then you look over here, you can see this is what I get paid yearly. I get paid $400 yearly on that $2,000. On that $3,000 almost, I get paid $500 yearly. $665 I get paid a year off of MFA. If you want to know what that pays you per month, take that salary, divide it by 12, boom, that's how much you get paid per month. Most of these pay 4 times per year. AG&C actually pays you every month. So you take 500 divided by 12, I get paid that every month. But those are my companies that I do for income being fed into it consistently. And then like BSBR, this here is, even though it says $195 a year, that's a swing trade for me because I wouldn't put $2,400 there if I was looking to make income. I would take the 2,400 and I would turn around and I would drop it up here at 19% because I'd be making a lot more money than I would on that 8%. So it's a swing trade. That's all it is. And I'll swing trade that position and make money on it. And then normally the gains I take on my swing trades, which like I said, in a week's time, I normally get a couple $100. I'll take those and then I'll apply those gains to to positions like these right here. I'll apply it to that and I'll build up my positions here with these interest things, which build up my yearly income. So this account right now pays me $2,005 per year is what I'm getting paid on it. My goal is to get that number to 50,000 because between my job and getting this to 50,000, that's $100K salary I'm making. So I'm 48 off. Could I get that higher if I took the swing trade money and stuck it right here in the 19%? Yeah, I can. But like I said, I'm selling a lot of my die-cast cars to fund this account, so that way I can store more money in them high dividend or high REIT accounts. But I also do some of the swing trade, so that way when I'm working, I get paid when I'm at work. I'm making a little bit of money off these investments when I'm at home and I'm not at work. I'm still making a little bit of cash, and then I swing trade. I'll pick a stock on Monday or Tuesday. For example, BSBR. I actually bought more shares of this today, and then when it hits my exit point, which at my exit point I'm looking to make $250 on that swing trade, I'll exit it, and then I just keep that money. I'll either buy into another company that went down, because my watch list consists of about 10 or 12 companies. Normally when one goes down, some go down, some go up, and I just rotate them out, and I just bring in extra income that way, and then if there's just not a lot to buy into at the time, I either set the money on the side, or I'll be like, all right, I have 7-8 grand, which obviously I don't, I only have 4 to swing trade with. I'd be like, I only want to swing trade with 5, so I'll take 3 grand. And if one of these is low or corrected or whatever, like for instance, that one that I showed you before where I was down a K or whatever, I'll just go ahead and drop, 400 in it, now dollar average down, because I believe that company is going to be there long term, so I'm not worried about it. But this is another way that I'm working to build up my income, and these are some companies that I get into. The next thing here is straight up, this is my 401k. So these are ones that in my 401k, they give me options. So if you don't know this about a 401k, your company's going to put your money into something. So for instance, FlexPath right here, right? They just drop all your stuff into one FlexPath. And for this in particular one, it isn't really doing a whole lot of nothing, But you can adjust it. So I recently started buying back in to companies because the markets are correcting. They're back down to not 2020 levels, but before the 2020, crash, you can really call it that, honestly. They're back down to that before that happened. So we'll say 2019 levels, a little higher maybe. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to start buying back in, because honestly, I wasn't putting anything but the match toward my 401k for the last year, because the prices of stocks and the market and everything was too high. I was not interested in putting all that money into it at that high of a price, because it dropped down like it has, and I would have lost a lot more. So now that it's coming down, now I'm starting to put 20, 30, 40% of my check into my 401k because it's pre-taxed. And if it's pre-tax and you're putting more money into pre-tax, that's less you get taxed on. So that's more money that you take home. Granted it's in a 401k, but as I said before, you can borrow against a 401k when the markets go high. So say I drop 40 grand into this over the next year, and then the market, when it's down, and then the market skyrocket back up. Okay, and then my account here, goes up to 90K. And I'm like, what? I don't want to lose all that. I think the markets are overpriced, overvalued. Man, I don't, I'll turn around and borrow. I'll take a loan out against this 401k, all pre-tax, like I said before. Now then, they'll probably give me 40, 50k out of it. And then it'll drop the number down, obviously, to like 40k. But I'll take that 50 grand, which is all pre-taxed, and I'll just put it in, it'll go to my bank, and then I'll turn around and funnel that back into my private stock account, the ones I showed you before. I don't actually have to buy anything. But if I have good swing trades that are still moving pretty nicely, because there's slow swing trades, and like I said, I don't suggest putting everything into one thing. Spread your swing trades out. And honestly, I wouldn't swing trade a whole 50k in that scenario. I'd probably maybe be swing trading with 20k, maybe 25. And I'm going to take the other 25, find a nice REIT that's not overpriced, that, again, is a multi-billion-dollar market cap. It has several, the REITs don't have a lot of employees, but I'll still look at stuff like that. And then I'll just drop 25k into one of those. And I'll get paid 20%, 18% on that money. And if it's one that doesn't, it's not real volatile. It's a lot safer than leaving it in an overvalued market that could crash with the 401ks crashing down, especially if political stuff is involved. And then I'll just take the other 25k and I'll swing trade on it. And then whenever I feel the markets are way low again, all I got to do is get with, my company, not my company, but my brokerage areas, and say, hey, look, I want to I just want to pay this loan off. And they say, all right. And then I just drop the 25k, 30k, probably even more by that point, back into the 401k because you're paying the loan off. And then you're buying back into it when the markets are low again, and then you just be able to ride it up on options like these that they give you. So this is some of my plan on how I plan to get my 100k salary per year. Right now, like that said, one said 2,000 is what that produces, but like I said, some of that swing trade. So I would say right now I'm at about almost 52k a year is about where I'm at, and that's a mix, mostly post taxes. So, but this is part of where I'm at with what I got moving forward. I'm selling most of my cars, and I'm pretty much funding my private accounts. Like I said, this is my 401k. I am contributing around 20% to this. If the markets continue to go down, I'm going to increase those contributions because I do not have rent, I do not have a vehicle payment, and all that. And it's very important to minimize your cost of living. As I said, you cannot live fancy and also build wealth at the same time. You got to pick one or the other, to make it progress fast like you would want it to. So, yep. Right now I got 20% coming into this. If the markets go down more, I'll increase even more. And these are my picks. And I swing trade some, I'll build some up. That's what I do. So, and then look, here's another thing I want to bring to your attention. Like, I'm making $1,800, we'll just say that, a year on money that I'm not going to move around. Okay, so that's still, like I said, $52,000 is what it puts me at per year. It's taking me, I'm not going to say $16,000 to get that $2,000, because if I took the $4,000 trading and I threw it in that REIT that was paying 20%, it would increase it. But look how much money you have to have in there just to be able to get that flow. So it's not about how much money you have, but it's about how much wealth. And there's a difference. A river that's just rich is like money that you have. A river that's wealth is money that generates you money. So this is an income source. This is just money in a bag. The income source is way more valuable than the money in a bag. Just think about that for that. But anyway, I just wanted to show you all this. Let me see real quick. I got something else I'll put up here. Hey Siri, never mind.
I'm here to help.
Okay. Well. And then this is the 2022 tax brackets. They are going to change for 2023. I've seen some people talking about that on the internet. But like, that's a good one. So my range is if I can generate, 50K on my private account, then I can send as much as which is like whatever amount you can max out your 401k at. I think it's like 20,000. We just use that number because I don't know. But yeah, so I want to max out my 401ks when the markets are low. So that way I'm sticking around tax brackets like the 12%, the 10%. I don't want to be paying 22% on my wage. I mean, I don't know about the rest of you, especially when you can put all this money pre-tax into a 401k, and then you could borrow against it and take it out all pre-tax. You're not paying any tax. You're not even paying 10% tax. So, yeah, that's my goal. And you also want to be tax efficient when it comes to building your wealth. Because, as I said, you get 50K when the market's high. That's pre-tax money, all pre-tax, that I'm getting to put toward my private account. So 401ks are great. If you want me to kind of go a little bit more in depth on them, I can. I've borrowed against mine when the market was high. I still contribute to it, and I still make my payment to the loan on it, all of which is still pre-tax money being paid to it. But, yep, that's where I'm at. As I continue to make moves and progress, I will continue to update y'all and whatnot. As I said, if you're interested in any of this, like, do your own things and whatnot, of course. But these three here, BBD, BSBR, and iTub, are my swing trades that I am playing this week. When I go to sell those swing trades, I will also make a video, and I will show y'all, okay, this is what I'm selling, and this is the total gain that I take, because, those are good companies, so I don't have to worry about taking a loss. But those are my gains right now on them. Like, you're looking at almost $40, but my exit point is a lot more than that. So let me pull something up real quick. Yeah, let me see. Before I end the video, BSBR stock. That way I can give you a little insight here. Okay, so the 1 day, not much what I look at. See the 5 day here? So it's a low for the 5 day. That's attracting to me. The market cap, 20.64 billion. That's, to me, I feel pretty safe about it. It has 52,000, almost 53,000 employees. I feel pretty safe about that. Yeah, it is a foreign stock, so you have to pay a little bit, probably for foreign expense. But when you're making the gain, great. So, and then you look at the month. The month is pretty low. That tells me that's the entry point I'd like to get into it. The 6 month, I don't really pay, a lot of attention to when it comes to my swing trades, but I still look. Okay, so right there, 534. When I look at that and I look at my 5 day, you're looking at like about 570 here, right? So almost 570. So I take my month. I don't count the peaks, okay? So that's when I don't count these peaks that much because they're rare and in between. So my exit point here is about 570. If I can get to about 570, that's my exit point. That's why I want to cash the BSBR position out. So you're looking at 538, 570. Let's see. Hey Siri, bring up my calculator. Did I do it? Hey Siri, bring up my calculator. Alright, so just to give a real quick example here, right? So 5.70 minus 5.38, that's 32 cents. That's the gain I'm looking to take. You multiply that by the amount of shares that I have here, 451.55 shares, right? So times 451.55 shares. My exit point, that nets me just on that position, roughly $145. Granted, I have to pay tax on that. But you're paying capital gains tax, which is pretty much treated the same as in your normal income and whatnot. So that's how I do it. I'm not I'm not looking to max out way up here. I'm not looking to exit at like 625. I mean, if it shot up that high, if it shot up that high randomly, like people just flooded in it and it just went boom, it just went way up, great, great. That's why you want to have several different swing trade options if that's what you're doing. But I'm only looking to exit. I'm only looking to come out, like we said, just right here. I just want a little bit of that pie. I don't have to have the whole thing. If this shot up way up here tomorrow, well, tomorrow's Saturday, but like Monday or something, or Tuesday, great. I'm definitely cashing out. If it didn't and it still got to about 570, I'm still gonna cash out like 144.50, and then your tax. That's great. Because there's one thing about also building wealth, in my opinion. Do not be greedy. When you get something, when you get a piece of that pie, be thankful and take it. Like some people be like, oh, I'll wait till it goes way up high and it starts twinkling down, then I'll sell. Maybe that'll happen. Or if it takes a huge drop, then you just, to each their own. But that's the way I do it. It helps me build wealth. I could take that 145 on my exit point that I'm planning for, and then I'll keep, the money there, but I'll take the 145. I'll drop it into AG and C, get my 20% on it. So you do that too. You go 145 times 20% that you get paid per year. I get paid $29 a year for that, as long as it's in there. You take it, you divide it by 12. I get paid $2.41 extra per month for dropping that 145 into AG&C at 20% annual yield. That to me, all on a swing trade, I mean, I'm getting that for not being greedy at exiting at 570 or whatever we said it was. So just a little insight. This is how I'm starting to build my wealth, how I'm starting to get to a point where I eventually have 50K income that I get without even having to work a 9 to 5 to do it. Videos are really long right now, so I do apologize for that. I'm just trying to get some information out there so that we all know about me, know my plan and what I'm doing with the channel, and you see where I'm at and how difficult it's going to be for me to reach that goal. But like I said, I have a lot of die-cast cards. I plan to sell a lot of those to get money into this account to be able to do swing trades and get that 20%, 18% dividend yield per year on it to build that wealth up. And obviously with my job, I put money into this account also whenever I can. I do have some credit card debt that I have to pay. I've been paying it off, so that's good. But I have other stuff that I do got to pay as well. So I got that challenge. But I just would say it is doable. And you just got to, got to start. That's what it comes down to. You got to start. You don't have to get it right, and you're not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. But it's better to make a mistake and start heading toward your goal than to sit around and procrastinate and not head to your goal at all because you're afraid to make any mistakes. So, that's my logic. I made mistakes. $700, I lost out on that class thing I bought from somebody. Listening to some few people on some stock things that were wrong picks, I lost out on. You're going to make mistakes. But since you're paying for those mistakes, make sure you learn from them. Make sure it wasn't for nothing. But it's better to make a mistake and start moving toward that goal than to just sit idle your whole life and not get there because you were too afraid to act. So, yep, I'll keep posting videos and all that of my progress moving forward. If you did watch the entire thing, thank you for watching. And good luck. If you have any questions or anything like that, I'll tell you what I would do. But same, I'm not going to be trying to sell people courses or any of that. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just going to tell you my journey so that way, as I progress and make this journey happen, you can see that it can be done. And hopefully it helps you get there and motivates you also to be able to reach those goals. All right, but have a good one. Talk to you later. Peace.